Gainesville is about to get a medical marijuana store, and tonight you'll hear from the business partners who are about to open the doors. Good evening, I'm Ryan Roberts.
We'll have that story for you later on tonight. I'm Alexa Lorenzo.
But first, we begin with Washington turmoil. Now, it spilled over into the financial markets today, with big losses blamed on political uncertainty weighing down the Trump agenda. And today, the president did a friendly crowd to lift some of the steam. NBC's Blaine Alexander has the story.
President Trump offering some career advice to the Coast Guard Academy's class of 2017.
Over the course of your life, you will find that things are not always fair.
Thoughts from a commander-in-chief under fire.
Look at the way I've been treated lately. You can't let them get you down.
A cheering crowd of cadets, a stark contrast to the scene back in Washington.
Facts. We need facts.
Capitol Hill in an uproar over reports that President Trump asked FBI Director James Comey back in February to stop an investigation into Michael Flynn, fired for lying about his ties to Russia.
And there's clearly a lot of politics being played. Our job is to get the facts and to be sober about doing that.
Speaker Paul Ryan still backing the president, but elsewhere, signs of wavering GOP support. Lisa Murkowski becoming the first Republican senator to consider a special prosecutor. GOP Congressman Adam Kinzinger now expressing his doubts.
But I do think we need a fresh set of independent eyes to figure out what happened.
Democrats working to get Comey's testimony on the record.
I have a high level of high expectation that he will appear.
President Trump today sounding defiant.
You have to put your head down and fight, fight, fight.
A message to graduates and the president's own critics.
When the Coast Guard gave the president an honorary saber, the national security director was overheard joking with him that he could use it in the press.
A Gainesville woman is behind bars tonight, accused of shooting a man in the nose late Tuesday and hiding the evidence. Jakeisha Hayes is charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon and tampering with evidence. According to police, the shooting occurred at Forest Green Apartments, where both Hayes and the victim were involved in an argument when Hayes brought out the gun and shot the victim in the face. Hayes dropped off her boyfriend at the fire station and returned to the apartment. She then cleaned her apartment and sidewalk with bleach and took a shower to cover up the evidence. Haynes is being held in the Alachua County Jail on a $50,000 bond. And the Gainesville Police Department is warning the public about a unique and dangerous drugs making their way into the Gainesville area. During their investigations, GPD found many local drug dealers didn't know what they were selling. In one case, a dealer thought he was selling ecstasy, but had actually been selling Flocka. Flocka, known as alpha PVP, is one of the 7 illegal drugs officials want residents to watch out for. The others include heroin, THC gummy bears, THC resin, keef, moon rocks, and kratom. THC resin also goes by the names dab, butane honey oil, and butter.
Alachua County Public Schools now has a new superintendent. Karen Clark, the county deputy superintendent of schools, was selected for the position. Clark has been an educator for over 25 years. She's a graduate of the Alachua County Public School System and the University of Florida. Clark began her career with the district in 1992 as a dropout prevention teacher at what was then Newberry Junior and Senior High School. She later went on to teach at Oakview Middle School, even becoming dean, assistant principal, then principal at the middle school. In 2010, Clark was named the district's director of secondary curriculum and school improvement. 3 years later, she became assistant superintendent for curriculum, instruction, and student services. Now in 2016, Clark became the deputy superintendent for Alachua County Public Schools. The school board will now be entering into negotiations with Clark to establish an employment contract that the board will likely vote on next week. And Florida Forestry fought a 190-acre wildfire in Hawthorne last night. The wildfire was burning in the area of US 301 and State Road 20. Florida Highway Patrol urged motorists to use caution while traveling in the area, as visibility does decrease during the nighttime and early morning hours. The Florida Forest Service reports that there has been 1,927 wildfires to date this year. Firefighters in Florida have contained a brush fire that was burning in Lake Placid.
And to get an update on that, we're going to go to Brian Boggiano over in the Weather Center. Brian?
Yeah, a lot of those fires that are burning are because of those warm and dry conditions we've been experiencing, but also because we do have high pressure, which is blowing some of the smoke into our area. That is providing us this easterly flow, and I'm going to show you that right now. We have warm air, we have dry air moving into our area earlier today, but also notice to the east, offshore in the Atlantic, we have high pressure. That is providing an easterly flow to the area, and as a result, some smoke came upon us this morning. Some of those fires have withdrawn, but we still do have warm temperatures across most of the area. 94 right now in Gainesville, 90 in Ocala, 92 in Lake City. A little cooler though around Daytona and St. Augustine because that's where we have that onshore flow. We're not even at 80 degrees right now in St. Augustine. This evening, though, we will cool down to the 70s after 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock will be at 76 degrees. After midnight, we'll be in the 60s. But we will be dry during this time. However, you will need that umbrella handy, and I will have more information on that coming up next, my full forecast. Back to you.
Brian, thank you. At least 3 people are dead following yesterday's tornado outbreak from Texas to Wisconsin. Now, yesterday's storm also injured dozens more. NBC's Jay Gray has the latest look at the aftermath.
That's it right there. That's literally the tornado.
The attack from Mother Nature was intense.
We've got a significant tornado on the ground.
The damage widespread. As many as 27 tornadoes battering communities from the Texas plains through Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and Wisconsin, where this morning stunned survivors are still trying to come to grips with the devastation left behind.
Every place is just kind of bad.
The worst, this mobile home park in Chetek.
There were several trailers here that are gone and not here anymore.
Residents in Elk City, Oklahoma understand that loss. Their town took a direct hit. Trees ripped from the ground, homes ripped apart. Rocky Andreessen and his family rushed to their storm shelter as the twister wrecked their community.
Well, we did a little bit of praying. Just held on to each other. It was loud.
20 minutes later, the violent sounds of the storm, replaced by an eerie silence and miles of debris. In other areas, it wasn't the wind, but hail and heavy rains that caused the biggest problem. And forecasters warn more severe weather could target the region for the next several days. Jay Gray, NBC News.
Now, WUFT News First at 5 is just getting started. Coming up, we'll have much more in our consumer segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.